Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining me on this Christmas Eve. Hopefully you're all warm at home. We know it's pretty foggy out there. I'll get to the weather in a second. But if you're still looking for opportunities to maybe volunteer in the community, I do know the Open Door Mission is always asking and looking for volunteers. So they actually at 9 a.m. started their Christmas Eve brunch, and then 10 a.m. Santa started delivering gifts to men, women, and children. And this is a great, great thing. If you haven't done this already, but gifts are provided through an Adopt a Guest program. About 335 community members bought gifts for 775 plus people, so almost 800 people. And then tonight, the Christmas Eve banquet. And this is all taking place right here, so I'm going to take a look at our Google Maps for you. This is at the Open Door Mission at the Garland Thompson Center. So here it is, and it's about an 11-minute drive. I did the directions from our WWT studios to the Open Door Garland Mission for you. So yeah, so not that far away. And you can kind of see a little bit better. Oops. If I can kind of put this in the middle of your screen here to kind of give you a better idea of where exactly we're talking about. But this is where hundreds of people are right now today on Christmas Eve day, just kind of spreading some holiday cheer and getting ready for Santa Claus to come to the greater metro area. So that is a very cute story that I wanted to share with you today. Always truly amazed at how much this community does give back to everybody. So, during rain or snow or just, any natural disaster, or it's been hard out there economically, so everyone is still giving back. So that is really wonderful. Again, this is at the Garland Thompson Men's Center, and it's at 2705 North 20th Street East. So that is where that is, but I know a lot of you are wondering what's up with Santa, right? Okay, so we do have the First Alert 6 Santa tracker up for you, and you can follow along on Santa's journey. I'm going to take this full screen, but this is available for you on our website, firstalert6.com, if you'd like to show the kiddos where Santa is right now. So it looks like, where is he? My goodness. At last check, he was it looks like he's in Africa, right? So we'll have to see. The Santa tracker, it has the information for you actually right there in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to get rid of this live bug here so you could just kind of see where Santa is. There you go. So he's in Malawi, it appears, and then he's heading to Zimbabwe next, and he's delivered 3.92 billion gifts so far. So his speed is just incredible when he's going around the world here, making sure that we're all well taken care of for the holiday season. So again, that is something you can track on your own at firstalert6.com. You can do so on your cell phone and stream it throughout the day and find out when Santa will be in the Omaha Metro. So the Santa tracker for you, always something fun, something of note here. Now, perhaps most importantly, though, we want to take a look at First Alert 6 weather. Here's meteorologist Jarrett Lansford. He says expect periods of fog for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So current conditions out there, 43 degrees and foggy. And this, our Northeast First National camera, is a perfect look at nothing. I mean, here's all the fog, right? So hopefully this is where Rudolph comes in, right? So Rudolph, won't you shine your nose so bright, right? Because we want to lead the way to the Omaha Metro. So this, believe it or not, is a live look at Northeast First National. Then this shot gets a little better if you can squint. You can kind of see the bank there at the Southwest First National. And then from our Children's Nebraska cam, a little bit better, a little less fog out there. But you can see it's about noon now, and you can still see people are driving safely out there. You have their lights on, so that's the good news, is that you want to keep track of all this gray weather that we were anticipating. Now, for the best live look of the day at this point, 144th and Dodge. You can actually see the cars, see the traffic. It appears people are still traveling out there for the holidays, so pack your patience. I'm sure, you want to make sure you get to your destination safely. So that is something to take note of as well. So tonight, Jarrett says cloudy with widespread fog still, a low of 40. And then Christmas, we're going to expect a little bit more of the same. Let's take a live look from our Blackstone camera now. Here's the Old Mutual of Omaha building. And Christmas morning fog with persistent cloud cover through the day. So kind of like what we're experiencing this Christmas Eve. A high of 48. And then Friday, some areas of fog early and partly cloudy with a high of 55. So I'm going to head back to our website. That's firstalert6.com. And let's take a look at what we have in store for the weekend at this point. So as we take a look at Saturday and Sunday, here's what we can expect. Saturday, about 57 degrees, late day wind. And then Sunday, about 30 degrees, so we're really dropping temperatures around Sunday with a few morning flurries on the way. So not necessarily a white Christmas this year, but I'm okay with that, and I hope you are too, because as you can see, we're not out of the woods just yet. So let's pretend that Christmas is over, even though we know it's not. We've seen the Santa tracker. Christmas tree disposal, okay? So here's what you need to know in the red. Okay. Also, all sites are closing Friday, January 9th, so this is something to take note of. If you do have one of those beautiful trees that you picked up here, do not deliver your tree for recycling after Friday, January 9th. It's considered illegal dumping, and it is punishable by a fine of up to $500, the loss of your driver's license for 6 months, and all cleanup costs. So not worth it, right? Okay, here are the requirements that you want to take note of. So remove nails, wires, ornaments, of course. You probably want to save those for next year. Tree stand, might want to save that too. Plastic bags. Please take bags home and dispose with your garbage. So make sure you don't have any plastic bags lurking in the tree branches anywhere. Lights, wreaths, evergreen roping will not be accepted. But something to take note of here, flock trees are all right. So you don't have to go through the painstaking task, I can only imagine, of trying to move that flocked stuff that they put on the tree to make it look all snowy and beautiful. So that is that. For the latest stories we're working on, you can always head to our website. Here it is, firstalert6.com. Again, here's our live look at the Santa tracker. Where is he now? You can keep updated on that at your leisure. I'll leave that as a web extra for you, but please do take note of the top headlines that we're tracking, and do stay tuned for our first broadcast at 3 o'clock with our Dave Zavolinsky. Until then, have a wonderful Christmas Eve, and we'll see you at 3.